Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I've got two collections from our friends at Card Making Magic. They're spectacular. Each one has got stencils and embossing folders and stamps and cutting dies, and they make beautiful boxes and slimline cards. I can't wait to show you what my friend Debbie and I did with them, so come play with us. So this first collection starts off with a die set. This is the Slimline Box card and card maker. Okay, I'm going to show you those in a moment. Then we've got the Simply Leaves stencil. We've got a great collection of verses and sentiment stamps and a Perfect Swirls embossing folder. So let's get right to this, and I'm going to show you what you can make with these. So here's a beautiful little box. Isn't it just adorable? It's just the perfect little gift box. There's a little flap like this. This box, I just measured it. It is, if you're in America, this is 8 inches, no, that's the card. Sorry, this is 8.5 inches by 3 5/8 inches by 1 inch, okay? And I just think it's a perfect little gift box size, and then you could also make coordinating cards to go with it. Come on, Lene, here we go. So here are these sweet little slimline cards. Everything here I used, I used all of these products to make these projects. Wow. Okay, so we've got these cute little slimline cards, and they measure 8 by 3.5 inches. Okay, so just a little bit different than a slimline card in America, which is typically 8.5 by 3.5 inches, but still just adorable and sweet. And these will fit in a legal size envelope, or rather a letter size envelope. So, you know, those are pretty easily commonly found. We're also including in the bundle 20 slimline envelopes. So check that out as well if you just don't want to go out and source your own. All right, so let's start with all these different wonderful things. So here we've got the embossing folder. Let's start with that. It's beautiful swirled embossing folder. And I used that on this card right here. And let me show you how this works. So inside, right here, I used the little friend stamp, and then inside I used the stamps as well, using a nice brown ink pad, just a little something for you, friend. And what I did with the friend stamp is flowers for a friend. I just inked this portion of the stamp because I just wanted to use that single word. So once you start off with your card base, which looks like this, okay, so you've got your card base, then you can add this little piece right here. It's got this great little stitch on it. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit, Steve. Okay, this is a die cut piece. There we go, right here. And in a minute, I'm going to show you all of these die cut pieces. And then you're going to take this piece right here, which starts out like this, all right? And then you're going to add one of these die pieces. All right, wow. There are 15 pieces in this collection, and I'm just gonna dump them out. We'll go through each one. All right, so this piece right here, I guess we have to zoom out again, sorry, Steve. So this piece right here is going to make the box, okay? And I'm gonna show you how to assemble that in a moment. This piece right here makes the folded slimline card. Now, here's the thing. Everything in this kit, all of these other pieces, fit through a 6-inch wide platform. Oops, I just dropped something on the floor that I really, really need. Talk amongst yourselves. This might have a footprint on it. We're going to ignore that. All right, so where was I? All of these pieces fit through a standard 6-inch wide platform die cutting machine like a Big Shot or a Gemini Junior. This piece does not, okay? This piece right here to make the actual slimline card is just a little over 6 inches. It's like 6 1/4 inches, okay? So it's not going to fit through your machine this way. So I do have sort of a little hack here so that you can use it if you're willing to adapt it, all right? So you can take your wire cutters, all right? Because this is the fold line of the card. You can snip off above the fold line okay? You can go ahead and pre-fold your card. Okay, so you can pre-fold a piece of paper like this, put that at the top, and then it'll cut it perfectly. You can run it through your machine like this. It'll cut it perfectly to that size, all right? Just saying, there is a way to use it, okay? Didn't want to leave any of you big shot users out. That's what I have at home, and so that was my little hack there to figure that out. Okay, so back to this card right here. Then I used, so I used this piece right here to die cut this piece. Then I used this cute little edge right there and run it through my machine again. And that gave me this shape right here. Don't mind the little footprint right there. All right, then once I had that done, so it's kind of a three-step process, then I put this piece inside the embossing folder, ran it through my machine, and that's how I got this lovely piece right here. Then I also wanted to sort of bring out that embossed image a little bit more, so I just used one of my blending brushes, okay, and added a little bit of rustic brown just to the surface of it, and I found that just added another little dimension of color, and it really brought that out. All right, so then I glued this piece and this piece to the card, then this piece right here works like this. This is what this one looks like. Really beautiful border. One thing I did notice about this is that you need to pre-cut your shape so that it will have a straight edge here. So it just cuts this side away, okay? So I just cut about a 1.5 inch strip of paper, ran it through my machine, and then it did this beautiful edging. So that went along the top edge, and then I added these cute little flat rainbow flat back pearls in actually gold that comes with that selection. And then I just added this little piece right here, has this little notched tag flag piece, glued that right there, stamped it first, of course. So really fun and easy cards to make. Let's show you another one. So for this one, once again, using this piece right here, I should mention the paper that I used throughout this whole thing. This is Chantilly lace cardstock, and it has got this great collection of burgundies and sort of a blush pink, brown, sort of a golden yellow, and a sort of a tan, buff tan. I really loved the collection here. So here you've got one of the burgundy shades in that buff tan color. And so I used these pieces right here. And then when I got to this piece with the tan, I used my stencil. So here we go. This is the Simply Leaves stencil. I like to use a pixie spray to spray on one side of my stencil and then stick it to the cardstock. It doesn't budge. It is repositional, so you can peel it off again, but it turns this into a sticker, so you're not going to have any smudges or smears. And then I used for this gilded apricot opal polish, and if you've never used it, it's wonderful stuff. Oops, there's my little lid. And you want to make sure all of this stuff, it gets really cinched down really good, otherwise it dries out. It's wonderful polishy paste. It comes with its own little sponge applicator. I found that it was best just to do sort of a pouncing with that sponge on there, and that gave me my great little background paper here. Then I went ahead and stamped Sending Birthday Hugs. You can see the beautiful shine on that. And then I built my beautiful flowers and leaves. Okay, so we've used these pieces. So for my flowers and my leaves, I've got these pieces right here. And what I did was I actually covered some white cardstock with that opal polish again. And then once it was dry, I just die cut some pieces. So here's all my pieces. Here we go. That's what this one looks like, that flower. There it is from white cardstock. Oops. And then I've got some different size flowers here. And here's some of the smaller size right here. All right, and then I found I just needed to do a little bit of molding on these. So I grabbed my little flower forming ball tools and the little sponge wedge that comes with it. Just took the sort of smaller size ball tool, and then I wanted to take, this is face up on this, put this down, face down, and you're just doing a little bit of like a stir or a mix, like you're mixing, stirring on each leaf, each petal rather. All right, so you have this concaved piece right here, and we're gonna do the same thing with this one. Looks like I already did this one, so we're gonna just do that. All right, and then I'm gonna just take a little bit of glue. This is Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue. Put a little dot right there, and then we're gonna glue one over the other, but see how I'm offsetting those petals, just like that. And then we're gonna take the very smallest tool, and then you're gonna do something that's a little counterintuitive. Now that you've got them all puffed up, you're gonna squish them down again. So we're gonna do this. The offset kind of turned on me a little bit. There we go. And that just concaves them down a little bit. Mine slipped a little bit in the process, but that's what you're going for. All right, and then I just stuck one of those little half rainbow pearl, gold pearls right in the center of each one. For my leaves, I die cut those from the golden yellow cardstock that's in that pack, and then I just used a little second color of opal polish. This is yellow limes, okay, and it's a nice beautiful spring green, and I just brushed those right on the surface. You can see those embossed pieces right there. That's how they look right there. And then I just glued the leaves down first, and then glued down my little flowers, and there I was good to go with that one. Okay, let's get to the box. All right, so for this box, started out by cutting two pieces from this sort of really pretty blushy pink, but I'm going to use white cardstock for my demonstration. All right, so you have two pieces here cut, and then on one of them, you're going to cut away just this part of this flap. Just cut that away right there. You're not going to need only on one of those. All right, and then we're going to fold. Oops, sloppy fold. There we go. And these are already pre-scored from the die, but you want to make sure you get a nice fold on these so you don't have any bowing on your box. All right, so now we're just going to take a little bit of glue. You could also use on this some extra sticky tape, which is double-sided tape if you'd like, but I found if I just took that and I just held it for a moment, then I really liked the glue. All right, and now on this one, we're going to go ahead and glue this because this top piece is going to have that intact flap. All right, so this is what we're going for. I knew that was going to happen. I didn't cut off enough of my flap. There we go. All right, so instead of cutting off one little part of your flap, cut off the entire flap. All right, And then you want to keep these little guys right there. Okay, so now we've got, this is going to be what's like the bottom or the base. So for this piece, we're going to do the same thing. All right, so now we're going to glue this in the same manner, except we're not going to glue the flap at the top. So I'll hold those for a minute. Okay. There's one more little thing. I'm just going to cut all those flaps off. Would you believe I made this about midnight, about 2 nights ago? That's why it's all a little new to me again. All right, so now you've got your base where you've cut off all of the flaps, okay? And then you've got the mechanism part here. And then you're just going to take this part, put a little glue on just the sides, not a lot of glue. It's important to make sure, though, that you get glue towards this edge. I'm going to show you why. All right. And this is why you want that glue at that edge, because if you put it down here, then this edge would be left kind of to flap around and wouldn't be secure. All right, so I had a little trouble with the flaps. I guess better to not cut them off than to cut them off when you need it. You shouldn't have cut them off. All right, so then these little flaps are just going to fold to the side, and then you can just tuck that inside. All right, then we've got this piece right here, which is this great piece, okay? However, this piece you also need to cut to size, okay, right there, because this is how it die cuts, okay, just from a large piece. So you actually need to make sure that you cut around it. And unfortunately, this piece right here is a little too small, so you do need to cut around that yourself. All right, so we've got that piece. This white piece right here, I cut to put under it. And then we've got all of these little side pieces right there. Once again, you need to cut this to size and then cut that out. And then here's the last little piece, which I didn't end up using, and that's the leaves right there. So here I just glued my flowers down first, and then I glued I glued my leaves down first, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a flower at the center, flower, flower. And then of course these cards fit inside, okay? So you could actually give those as a little collection and source your own size envelopes, because our envelopes in the bundle don't actually fit in this box, okay? They do fit the cards, but the envelopes are a little too big to fit inside of here, okay? But let me show you what Debbie did now. Woo, so many things. So for Debbie's collection, she used Perfect Roses stamps, Simply Trellis stencil, Perfect Roses embossing folder, and this is the DL box and card maker. I don't know what DL means. If anybody knows, let me know in the comment. All right, so for this, Debbie used Hydrangea Heaven patterned cardstock and the solid cardstock as well. Look at this beautiful box that Debbie made. This box is made in the exact same way, but she made hers from patterned cardstock. Her box is larger, okay? This one is 8 1/4 inch this way. No, I did it. I was giving you the card dimensions again. This one is 8 5/8 inches this way, 4 3/8 inches this way and 1 inch this way. Okay. And then her cards, look at these beautiful cards. These are 8 1/4 inch by 4 inch. All right, so you can see they're much bigger than in the other card set. And these fit beautifully with the 20 envelopes that we're also including with the bundle. Now, if you don't want to buy the envelopes or you want to buy just the envelopes, look below the video in the drop-down products used, and you can source these individually. Okay? So, isn't this gorgeous? And then here's this card using the stamps, the stencil, and this one's using the embossing folder, and this one's using those beautiful cutting dies. So I'm going to show you some of the things here that she used. I'm going to make sure and show you all these dies. So beautiful stamps she used here. And she used Spectrum Noir pens to color that. And if you want to know exactly which one she used, just click on the photo gallery below the video at paperwishes.com, and you'll find full color pictures of all of these. And if you click on the photo, you'll see the supply lists, okay? She also used for this is the only collection, it doesn't have a stamp set with it. So for this one, Debbie used one of our little coordinating die cuts that comes, that you can also buy with the Hydrangea collection. And then on this one, let's show you these cutting dies. On this one, and I have to tell you on this one, this collection only works with the large format cutting die machine. So if you have a 9-inch wide platform, this is a collection for you. I don't have a way to adapt this box. This box maker is 6 3/8 inches wide. So it's just, there's no way for it to go through our 6-inch wide machine. So this is for those of you who have a Big Shot Plus or a Gemini, okay? That also is true with this die. It is 8 inches wide, okay? The rest of these pieces fit through fine. All right, so on this one right here, Debbie, of course, used her box maker, made it in the same way that I did. And then she also used these beautiful rose, look at that, isn't that gorgeous? That rose die. And then all these great leaves right here. It's just so beautiful. She also used this enclosed little tag banner right there. And then right here, since she didn't have a greeting, she added, whoops, these are thin line these are script, 500 script greeting dazzle stickers. She used that beautiful silver one right there. All this available at Paper Wishes. Really, really sweet. And so she took each rose and die cut it from sort of a light purple, and then she backed that with just a little bit of darker purple or lavender. And the way to do that is to just actually glue, and Sticky Specs would be a great product for this. Or you could go ahead and use your Cosmic Shimmer glue. Glue the die over the paper colored, and then just trim with your scissors around that. She also added a little bit of green ink to each of her little lime green leaves there. So beautiful. Okay, so back to this one. She used this die, oops, right there. So beautiful. And then she used this great stencil, which is this lattice. And she told me that she used wild mushroom ink on that. So it's just this nice tan background there. And then she die cut that with this piece right there. And then I should mention all of these cards and the envelopes that I was mentioning do fit inside this larger card. If I can find my envelope now. Here it is. So you see, that'll fit perfectly in the envelopes, and then they just fit really nicely right inside there. All right, and then this card, beautiful. She used the embossing folder on this card. Isn't that gorgeous? And then she colored her embossed images with using the blender brushes. And she used purple velvet, and then we got our glitter pens back in. We ran out of these and we didn't notice, and we told Paulette we have to have these glitter pens. Glitter pens are great, and they're clear ink. Come on. And you just squeeze them a little bit to sort of get more glitter, clear glitter out, and then you just brush it over where you want to feature it. So she has this one rose on there that's glittery. It's just gorgeous. I love our clear glitter pen. I'm so glad they're back. And used a cutout here for her greeting. Very beautiful. Got our stamped little roses here, and she colored those in with Tri-Blend Spectrum Noir pens as well. So I think I've got all the cards, you guys. Did I get through everything? Yes, I did. All right, so you guys, we have got a great money saver on this collection. How cute to make a whole collection, put the envelopes in here, put this in here, give it to a friend, and then they have, you know, a month or two worth of cards that they can send. That would be a great gift. I do that for my mother-in-law, make her cards, and that way she has birthday cards and thank you cards to send to her friends. So, you know, for your non-card making friends, this is a really beautiful gift. And just for you as well. Now you'll always have a box, and you'll always have beautiful card making supplies. These are sort of essential tools, I think. So as I said, we have a great money saver on both of these collections. Just look on the right side of your screen, right over there. And if you're on our Paper Wishes webisode page, below our screen, that way, you've got our gallery with all of the color photos. Just click on that, and the supply lists. And then below that, you've got our drop-down list of products to use, where you can find everything individually, from the glitter pen to the ink pads to the ball shaping tools and everything. If you're watching us on YouTube, we haven't forgot about you. Below the video is a link that'll take you to our Paper Wishes webisode page. You'll see everything I just mentioned. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. It helps people find us, and subscribe, because we do 3 to 5 videos a week and you don't want to miss anything. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.